Hi yogis, thank you so much for joining me today. Today's going to be about a 20-minute flow, and I'm trying really hard to make some shorter flows because I've gotten a lot of requests for shorter flows. I gotta say, it's really hard for me to come up with shorter flows. I just get going and I don't want to stop. So fingers crossed. But yeah, so a short and lively flow today. It'll be almost like a fusion workout. So we'll have it's mostly yoga obviously, but we'll have a few little elements of, other types of exercise, traditional exercise woven in here and there. It'll be fun. So grab some water, play some music, and meet me on the mat. Hi yogis, let's start seated today. Come on down to the mat, find an easy cross-legged pose, whatever's comfortable for you, and bring your spine nice and tall and upright, shoulders relaxed. We can let our palms rest facing the sky if it helps us sort of keep that alignment better, but whatever's comfortable, just find a comfortable place. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And a couple more just like that, where we settle down for a few minutes, catch our breath, as a way to hit reset on our day, no matter how we're doing. Just setting this time on the mat as a little time apart from the rest of your day. We can close the eyes, and as we keep our deep breath going, starting to match the length of the inhale to the length of the exhale. And breathing in a way where we're filling the lungs from bottom to top. We're getting a breath to full capacity, a full breath in, and we're letting it all go on the exhale. And if you'd like to set an intention with me today, it's from Cleo Wade's book, Heart Talk, and it's simply this: you are more okay than you think. So however it is you're doing today, not letting our thoughts run out of control, not blowing things out of proportion, and not being too hard on ourselves. You are more okay than you think. Let's bring our palms together in front of the heart. Let's have one more breath here, and as we exhale, open the eyes. You are more okay than you think. On the inhale, let's reach all the way up. Spread the fingers, really reach through the hands, the arms, the sides of the body. On an exhale, pull down through the shoulder blades. Let go of tension. Let's do it a few times. Inhale, rise. Exhale, pull. Inhale, rise. Exhale, pull. It's almost like you have resistance, but we're keeping our palms and our fingers spread. Letting go of tension in the upper back. Let's do that one more time. Big inhale, exhale, release. Relaxing hands to the knees, palms down. On an inhale, let's lift the heart for seated cow, and on an exhale, round into seated cat. So we inhale, rise back up for seated cow. We exhale to seated cat. And we start to move with our breath back and forth, very gently. Letting go of tension in the back as much as we can. Noticing how we feel today, now that we're moving. And listening to the back. We want this to feel really nice. Let's have one more of each. Eventually coming back up to a neutral seated posture with hands at prayer pose. You are more okay than you think. Let's inhale, rise up through the spine. On an exhale, gently twist to your left, looking over the shoulder. Inhale, come back to neutral, lifting through the crown of head. Exhale, twisting the other way. Start to flow with your breath. Exhaling on the twist. And as you come to neutral, we inhale and realign the spine. Big inhale, and the length still matches the exhale. Gently warming up through the spine. Let's do one more of each side, not rushing it, moving at your own pace, and eventually coming back to neutral. We'll pause for a breath here, coming back to that intention again. You are more okay than you think. Don't be so hard on yourself. Let's start to ease to all fours. When we get to our all fours pose, placing hands right under shoulders, knees right under hips, lifting up through the shoulders. That'll be a big theme for this little segment, shoulder stability. So not letting yourself get lazy and sag, but lifting up through them, keeping them active the whole time. Pulling your core as well. Let's lift the right leg back and the left arm forward, spinal balance. Let's bring it down. Let's lift the left leg back, right arm forward. Let's bring it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. We switch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. So keep going with your breath and be mindful of the leg and where you lift it to. There is no need. In fact, we don't want to lift it up crazy high because then we come out of alignment at the low back. So we want our spine to be neutral, no pain or strain in the low back. And we want this to be a strong action. Reach through that heel. Reach through your heel every time. We're also reaching forward through the fingertips. Let's finish with the left leg lifting so that we're balanced. And then keep the hands planted. By the way, you're welcome to stick with that version if you want to. Otherwise, let's tuck the toes. We'll amp it up a little bit. Lift the knees so that shins are parallel to the floor. Keep the shoulders active. Pull in the core. We can just hold right here if we want to, or we can add those legs back in. Reach the right leg back first, and then the left. And we're still just reaching through the heel. So you're flexing the ankle. You're trying to keep the bottom leg, that shin, parallel to the ground. We're working the glutes, the quads, the core, the shoulders, the back, everything. Just alternating gently one more time. And then walking the feet back, finding a plank. Have a breath in. Exhale to downward facing dog. When we get to downward facing dog, pull the shoulder blades down the back. Press your heart toward your knees. Make sure your shoulders don't have any pain. Let's have a few heel presses. Just quickly today, alternating sides, pressing one heel down, bending the other knee. And then let's inhale, lift the left leg up in the air. Flex the ankle, ease it down. Let's do the right side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Today we're keeping the ankle flexed as we keep flowing with this. Working the glutes, big focus on shoulder stability. Keeping the shoulder blades pulled down the back the whole time. Keep your breath steady. And the next time you lift your left leg, hold it. Then bend at the knee. Open the hips to the left without letting your torso rotate. Point the toe. Come back down to downward dog. Let's inhale, lift the right leg. Bend at the knee, open the hips to the right side. Keep your shoulders stable. Your core engaged. On an exhale, come back to downward dog. Have a big breath in. Exhale, come down to child's pose. Rest. Give your wrists a few figure eights if they're achy or tired. And then just have a breath resting. On the next inhale, let's come up to all fours pose and step to a forward fold. Bend the knees, relax the neck and the head. On the inhale, take a swan dive up, reverse swan dive, hinge up from your hips. Exhale, prayer pose. Good job. So here we are in our mountain pose, feet grounded, core engaged, shoulders back. On an inhale, let's lift the arms up. On an exhale, let's come down to a chair pose, sending the hips down and back. Spine stays tall and long, no rounding. On an inhale, rise. On an exhale, chair pose. So we start to move with our breath again, sending the hips down and back every time. Keeping the spine tall Coming back down to your best chair, your lowest chair, without coming out of alignment. So we don't want the torso to hinge way over. We don't want the knees to jut way forward. We want to keep the spine tall and long. And then just lower those hips. Let's come down this time. Find your best chair. Pull that core in. Let's go down 1 more inch. And if you'd like to, coming up to the toes for a balancing chair. Looking ahead of you, balancing, breathing. You're doing great. You're more okay than you think. Let's release the heels. Inhale, we'll rise all the way up. Exhale, rest. Have a breath. In and out. Then stay right there in your mountain pose. We're going to add chair in 1 more time. Let's come all the way up. Exhale, come down to a chair pose. Then we're going to shift to that left leg. Rise up into a tree. In tree pose, we can have the foot below the knee anywhere, or above the knee, which you might have to help yourself get there. But we don't want to press on the side of the knee, so anywhere along the leg except for the side of the knee is fine. If we'd like to add in some eagle arms today, let's bring that left arm up first. Right arm winds underneath, and we're stretching through the upper back and shoulders. We're looking past our wrists so that we can balance. Shoulder blades pulled down the back. Standing tall. Good. Let's unwind the arms. Let's step back to chair pose. All the way down, hips low. Good. Have a breath. Exhale, let's shift to the right foot. Come up into tree, other side. So again, you can go anywhere along the floor, the ankle, the shin area, or the lower leg area, I should say. Or you can come up, but we just don't want to be on the side of the knee. We're tall in the body. And if we'd like to add in the arms, we bring the right arm up first, left arm underneath, winding in that eagle pose, lifting up through the fingertips, pulling shoulder blades down the back. Squeeze your core, squeeze your glutes. Let's have 1 more breath here. And gently unwind the arms. And you guessed it, step back to that chair pose. Good. Have 1 deep breath here, low in your chair. And then inhale, rise. Exhale, release the arms, reach back behind you, interlacing if it's comfortable. And if it's not, just reaching for one another. Aiming the tailbone down. Stretching across the chest in front of the shoulders. Let's have 1 more breath here. And then start to hinge all the way down. Forward folding, lifting the knuckles if it's comfortable, and then releasing the arms down, down, down. Relax your head, relax your neck. And then let's step to a plank pose. We can hold our plank. We can lower the knees and hold the plank. Or we can amp it up a little bit in these lunges. So maybe stepping the left foot forward, the outside of the left hand, and then back. And then the right foot outside of the right hand and back. Let's start to alternate, working the core, the hip flexors, and of course we're still holding a plank, which is full body. So we're working everything, but this version is giving us a little more ab work. This is sort of like a little fusion workout. Yoga meets some kind of traditional exercises. And if you think it's hard for you, I'm trying to do it without huffing and puffing into my microphone. So having 1 more per side, taking it to downward dog. Hips high, tailbone aims up. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, bring it through lunge. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, lower the right leg. We have the option to bring the arms up if we'd like to in our kneeling crescent lunge. Catch your breath. Shoulders relaxed, arms tall. Have a deep breath in. Exhale, bring that left hand to the left hip. Reach over, getting a right side stretch. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, flow it all the way down. Step to that three-legged dog, lift the left leg up. Exhale to downward dog. Have a breath. And then inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step it through, lunge. Look forward, big breath in. Exhale, lower the left knee. On an inhale, rising up through the arms. Exhale, settling in to your kneeling crescent lunge stretch. This side, we're stretching the left hip. Breathing steady. Catching our breath. And on an exhale, flow down, plant the palms, tuck the back foot, step to three-legged dog again, lift the right leg, and then exhale to downward dog. Have a breath in. Exhale, come down to the knees and all the way down to your seated pose again. When we get to our seated pose, let's actually extend the legs out in front of us. Find the hip bones. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, forward fold. So in our seated forward fold, we want to try and keep some alignment and activity for the back. So trying not to totally slump over, but to try and keep some action in the back muscles and some length in the spine. Deep breathing. Catching your breath. We want to feel a nice release at the hamstrings and the low back. On the next inhale, let's hinge back up. So we've got a couple options here. We can keep the left leg extended and cross the right leg over it for our twist, or we can bring the left heel closer to the opposite hip. Up to you. As long as you're on your sitting bones, it's fine either way. So make sure you're still on your sitting bones if you're here. Let's put the right hand behind us, left arm reaching forward. Have a big breath. Exhale, turn to that knee, hug it to your chest, twist through the spine, and look over your back shoulder. We're hugging the knee to the chest to get a stretch deep in the hip. Twisting through the spine gently. On the inhale, lengthen the spine, and on the exhale, untwist. Good. We'll bring the legs back out in front of us. So this time, we'll be crossing the left leg over the right. So option to keep that right leg extended if you want to, or to bring it closer to the opposite hip. Up to you. We'll put the left hand behind us, right arm reaching forward. Have a breath in, and as we exhale, twist. Hug that knee to the chest. Look over your shoulder. We want this twist to feel really nice, not forced. We want to make sure we can still breathe easily. And we do want to find that hip stretch deep in the left hip. On an inhale, lengthen the spine. On an exhale, untwist. Come to an easy cross-legged pose, whatever is comfortable for you right about now. Sit tall, shoulders back. Let's let one ear float to the shoulder. Letting our breath ease back to normal. We'll bring the head up and then we'll go gently the other way. Letting our heart rate come down, letting our breath be normal. Relaxing. Let's bring the head back up to neutral. On an inhale, reach up high. Exhale, bring it to prayer pose. Let's close the eyes as we sit tall. Have a few breaths. So coming back to that intention, you are more okay than you think. So making sure that you don't let your thoughts or emotions spin out of control. And don't be so hard on yourself. You are more okay than you think. Thank you for practicing with me today. And the light and life in me honors the light and life in you. Namaste.